Hello, I'm Gil Zilkha. Welcome to my channel. This is my series entitled Essential Classical Music, where we look at the best recordings of the major classical music works. This video is taken from my larger video entitled Best Recordings of Orchestral Works, where I look at basically all orchestral music that is not including the symphonies or the concertos. So if you like this video, I hope you'll take the time to view that one as well. Just know that it is divided into chapters, so you don't have to watch the entire thing at one sitting. You can just very easily click on whichever work that you're curious about. So I hope you enjoy it. We're going to move now to Beethoven. And for Beethoven, now we come to what I was discussing earlier. We have some overtures. Sometimes an overture could be written and the rest of the work was either never completed or isn't really one that's, we hear a lot today, so the overture becomes really famous. Or sometimes we do take the overture to an opera, and that is programmed in either a concert or a recording. So for the Beethoven overtures, we have, first of all, the Egmont. That is really the overture of choice, so to speak. If you know classical music at all, you probably have heard this before. Then there's also the Creatures of Prometheus. The Coriolan is a wonderful overture. The Ruins of Athens. And then we have Fidelio, which is Beethoven's opera. But within Fidelio, we also have three arias for Leonore, the heroine of the opera. So quite a bit for an orchestra to do outside of the opera. And for a complete set, or I think a near complete set of the overtures, I recommend this one from the 1970s. This is Kurt Masur conducting the Leipzig Gewandhaus. Masur was maybe not known as the most individual or exciting Beethoven conductor, but these are really crisp performances that they're not idiosyncratic at all. They hit all the right notes, and I think it's a great way to get to know these pieces. The sound is wonderful. The Leipzig Gewandhaus, wonderful orchestra, a beautiful string sound. The recording quality is very good. And I think for a consistent package of these overtures, this is an excellent choice. Now, we also have, as part of his set of the symphonies, the complete set of the symphonies, we have this one from Karl Böhm and the Vienna Philharmonic. I've already said this is actually the only complete set of Beethoven symphonies I own. I'm very picky about consistency, and I think this is the most consistently good symphony cycle on the market. And I would have to say it's right up there too in terms of the overtures. Now it's not as complete as the Masur. It's got the Egmont, of course. We've got the Creatures of Prometheus, Coriolan, Fidelio, Leonore number 3. So really all the big ones. And as it is with the symphonies, it's a very powerful interpretations, wonderful sound. The Vienna Philharmonic, just sounding wonderful. And the only thing, as I would say with the symphonies, is the tempos can be a little bit on the slower side. But Böhm understood his Beethoven, and he always had that power and that relentlessness to his conducting that makes it a very powerful experience. Now, another conductor you can say the same thing about in terms of the slowness and the power, of course, is Otto Klemperer. And part of his cycle of the Beethoven symphonies, we also get the overtures. We get now I have them in these individual discs. So with the Sixth Symphony, and I don't know if it's packaged this way anymore, but the original issues of the single issues of the symphony, you got the Egmont with the Sixth Symphony as well as the Prometheus overture, but the Egmont also includes incidental music, the incidental music for Egmont, which here we have Christa Ludwig as well. So that's, wait, is it Christa Ludwig? I think it's actually, I think it's actually Birgit Nelson. I might have to check this later when maybe it's Nelson. I could have sworn we have somebody really good singing as part of this too. But of course, the main thing is the overture. And then in this one, this is actually a disc of all overtures. All three Leonore overtures, the Fidelio, the Coriolan. And so we get Klemperer's customary power and just relentlessness. Klemperer just had this way with Beethoven. Sometimes after you hear Klemperer and you go to another performance, it feels like it's missing something, and it's that gruffness that seems to mirror Beethoven's own sort of gruffness, and so that's really unmistakable. Even though they can be a little bit on the slow side, and especially since this was very late in Klemperer's career when he tended towards slower tempos. But at the same time, you can't leave out Klemperer when you're talking about Beethoven orchestral music. Now, as I mentioned, the Egmont Overture is Beethoven's most familiar. I want to mention a couple of really great Egmonts that are just, by themselves. One is a no-brainer, and that's Ferenc Fritzsche. This is with the Berlin Philharmonic, recorded in 1958. And if you're going to get any Beethoven overture recording, I would say get this one. First of all, it comes with my top choice for the Beethoven Ninth. So how can you not get it? But the Egmont Overture is no slouch either. It's powerful. There's wonderful tension and drama. He paces it just very well. So that is a top choice for the Egmont, as is this one from Wilhelm Furtwängler with the Berlin Philharmonic. Just like Klemperer, you need to hear Furtwängler's Beethoven, even though the recordings are all in mono, and in this case, a live recording, but pretty decently recorded. This is from 1947, and Furtwängler's gift for dramatic pacing is on display here. It's just a really great interpretation that you're not going to want to miss. Now, when discussing Furtwängler and Beethoven overtures, I have to mention one more recording, and that is the Coriolan from 1943. That was recorded, of course, during the war. It's also a live recording. It's fairly well recorded, though. It was recorded on that magnetic tape that they used, which has fairly good presence and clarity for its time. This is a recording really for the ages. It is absolutely, the Coriolan was maybe the most dramatic overture that Beethoven wrote. Very, very tragic, and the emotions in this performance are just palpable. It's just, you really feel it. It's sort of like the ninth that he recorded in 1942. It's the emotions are very raw, and they're just in this zone. So I really highly recommend this one if you want to hear a great recording of a Beethoven overture. This is a Tara issue. It also was issued on Deutsche Grammophon, as was, of course, the Egmont overture I just mentioned. And you can get all of those in this box that I talked about in my talk on the symphonies. This box is one of the best Furtwängler bargains that there is. Just all his Deutsche Grammophon recordings, including the ones that were recorded live, as well as some Decca recordings. There's some more that I'm going to mention later on in this video. So this box is a really good investment if you can find it. I understand that it was issued originally, and then I think it might have gone out of print, but hopefully it's one that you can find, because as far as I'm concerned, that is that one and the Audite box are the two top packages you can find of great Furtwängler recordings. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I hope you'll also take time to click the like and subscribe buttons. And with that, I want to wish you all a great day and happy listening.